people say, how can I get discipline in my life? And I tell them, step number one is wake up early. And I know people don't want to do it. It's harsh. I know that your alarm clock is, your most hated object in your bedroom. I get that. But here's the deal with getting up early in the morning. When you get up early in the morning, if you can get up before the rest of the world is awake, right? Before the enemy's awake, before the rest of the world is awake, you can get so much done. You're so much more productive without your phone going off, without people sending you emails and texting you or calling you. And you wake up in the morning, there's just quiet, and you can get things done. And you should do things, and I do things in the morning that I know they're a priority for my life, but maybe they're not a priority for that day, right? So, like for instance, working out. Working out, you gotta work out every day. You gotta stay in shape. If you don't stay in shape, you die, right? So you gotta stay in shape. But working out might not be a priority for every single day because you've got things going on in your business world and with your family and all that. So guess what? It's a priority for my life, so I do it in the morning before my day even starts. So I can still handle the priorities for the day, but I got my workout done. So long term, I look up in a year and I'm not out of shape and breathing hard when I go up in the stairs because I maintain that discipline on a daily basis. So I think getting up early, I think doing some kind of exercise every day, I don't care what it is. You just have to do something. You have to do something physical. That's scientifically proven with not only bro science, but also real science that waking up early or that doing physical exercise every day, it tunes your mind, it puts more oxygen in your blood, in your brain. It is absolutely makes you think more clearly.
Be a pillar in the community, someone whose word isn't just voices, who stands behind it. That's the guy of responsibility. That's the one you can trust. His word means something. That's a role model right there, guys. That's what you want to be. It's not about how big your fucking bicep is. It's about doing what you say you're gonna fucking do, seeing it through, man. So those are the things I do, guys, to keep the motivation alive. The other thing I would do is really cut the fat out of your life. Meaning, like a couple years ago, and I did a video blog very similar to this for New Year's resolutions for the members. And like a couple years ago, man, I hit rock bottom. I really did. Everything in my life was just turning upside down, And I really had to step back and really see what I was doing, because every time you point your finger at something and say, oh, it's that fault, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So the first thing you gotta do to fix something is evaluate yourself, see what's up. Do the pros and cons and everything. And when I say the pros and cons and everything, I'm talking about environments and people. Find out who you're associating with. If those people add something to you, if they give you something in return, or is it all just a give and take, meaning like they just take and then you give? That's a bad relationship, man. Get the negative energy out of your fucking life. These people that you're around, they're always complaining and everything else. They're taking part of your soul. You only have so much to give every single day. Why waste it on that, guys? When the plane's going down, they always say, you gotta put your gas mask on before you can don it on a kid. Why do they say that? Because you're no good to that fucking kid if you're dead. You gotta love yourself in order to love somebody else, guys. You gotta be whole and happy with who you are if you never help somebody else out. People say, oh, it's selfish to just care about yourself. Well, if you need some fixing and reworking, it's not selfish, because you can get yourself better and then be able to really lend a hand in an honest way to somebody to really help them out. Anyone that's around you guys that's been for the last couple of years, that's always complaining this and that, kick them to the fucking curb, man.
I was on social media, and I posted a picture of like my morning, right? A couple pictures of my morning. And I like worked out in the morning, and then I went surfing, and I think I trained jiu-jitsu. And I posted these pictures, right? And I said, hey, cool, good morning, or something like that. And I was reading some of the replies, and someone wrote, must be nice. And I was like, dang, because, I didn't have a lot of money growing up. And I was in the military for 20 years. You don't have a lot of money growing up. You're not running around doing whatever you want. And I thought to myself, I'm kind of a jerk. Because here I am posting these pictures. I'm working out in the morning and I'm going surfing and I'm training jiu-jitsu with my friends. And there's some guy out there that's probably been up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't care what his job is, but he doesn't like it. I can tell that. And he's saying to me, must be nice. And I actually thought to myself, you know, I'm going to back off from posting those kind of pictures, right? Because I'm rubbing it into someone's face, and I'm not intending to do that at all. And, you know, the afternoon or whatever came around, and I went and kind of looked at some of the responses again. And someone else had responded to that guy. And he wrote, "Discipline equals freedom." And I said to myself, yeah, that's what it is. And when you see me and I'm surfing, or I'm hanging out with my family, or I'm training jiu-jitsu, or I'm traveling and having a good time and enjoying my life, you're seeing the freedom part. And what you have to remember, and what everyone here should remember, everyone here wants to enjoy their life to the maximum. But if you want that kind of freedom, it all starts with the discipline.
And if you learn to get super obsessed, your obsessions become your possessions. That's not a meme, that is a fact. When you begin to repeat a thought and a vision to yourself over and over and over again, like that house, over and over and over and over again, like the sale, like the best deal, like the steal on the street, like the investor you need to find, like the buyer you need to find, your RAS filters out like the Matrix and begins to find your red Acura for you. And if you don't begin to learn to control that, you lose against someone like me who understands it. Does that make sense to everybody? So, on the screen, remember he had a heart attack. I'm listening to music. On the screen is the Oprah show, and there's a heart on the screen. I noticed it. There was other things on the whole flight. I don't remember what any of them were. I noticed the heart because he had a heart attack. Take my headphones out, I plug it into the airplane ones, and they're talking about some new heart scan. I get emotional about this new heart scan. It's some place in Cedar Sinai in LA. I'm like, babe, when we get back, book it. I need to do it. She's like, why? You're 30. You're in good shape. I go, I'm not in good shape. I'm working like crazy. I eat Taco Bell all the time late at night after all my meetings. Just get this thing scanned. She's like, okay, cool. She calls. It's a 6-month wait. I go, nope. I call back. I go, you don't understand something. I think I'm dying. I'm serious. You need to get me in. I'll wait there all day. She's like, well, we'll put you on the wait list. I go, I'm going to call you every day. I called her the next day. You're on the wait list. The next day, she calls me. We have a cancellation at 1 o'clock if you can be here. I said, sure. I go down. Here's how it works. You do the scan, then you take a break. You come back. They review it. I went and ate a burrito. No joke. I come back in. My doctor understood influence. Listen to me. What do most doctors do? Hey, here's the facts. You got to do this. Take this Lipitor. Here's some Ramipril, and good to go. That's what most people do when they buy deals. It's just facts when they're trying to get an investor. Here's the facts. Here's the math. Great influencers understand it's a transfer of energy. Great influencers understand getting leverage on people. Pain if they don't do it, pleasure if they do. All kinds of people pursue me to buy real estate with them. All kinds of people are looking at me to invest. And that one guy you think you're going to get to be your partner, he gets called all the time. The difference is going to be, can you persuade him?
Another huge thing I talk about is balance, right? You have to have balance. And if you get out of balance in one direction or the other, and the classic example, because I'll have some people that say, you know, I'm just not spending enough time with my family and I'm working too much, and so I'm just going to focus on my family. Okay, well, let's follow that to the end. What happens is you focus on your family, and now you're not performing well at your job, and now maybe you're not getting promoted and you're not making more money, or maybe you're even getting fired, or you're not doing as well financially, so you can't provide the financial security for your family, which is actually going to cause more stress and will impact negatively your family. So if you focus too much on your family, you're actually doing them a disservice. And I know that's hard to understand. The same thing in the other direction. Hey, I'm going to take care of my family. My family's my number one priority, so I got to get them financially secure. So I'm going to focus on my work and focus on my work and focus on my work. And we know what happens there. So what you have to do is balance. And if you get drawn too much to where you're working all the time and you disregard your family, you're going to lose your family. And then if you go the other direction, you're focused on your job too much, or you focus on your family too much, you're going to lose your job. And by the way, you're going to end up losing your family anyways. So you've got to find the balance. You've got to look at that every single day. You've got to know when to shut off your phone. And, you know, that's a hard one for all of us because we're all expecting the big call to come in. Of course it's going to come during dinner with my family, so I have to look at my phone right now. No. There's no one that's calling you that you need to talk to in the next 45 minutes while you're sitting with your family. It's not going to happen.
You take action. The Lord has a way when you step into a new space of revealing to you the people, places, resources, and things you need in that space, and you go from there and you go to the next one. I have a great friend of mine named Carl Edwards, who was a NASCAR driver. I sponsored his car for a number of years, and he said the scariest thing in NASCAR is when there's a crash in front of you, we are trained to drive right into the smoke. If you look at the wall, you run into it. You cannot even look at the wall, you pull the steering wheel into the wall. So when there's a crash at 215 miles an hour and there's smoke everywhere, we are trained to drive right into the smoke. Can you imagine that? Imagine the fear level of driving into the smoke at 200 miles an hour when you know there are crashed cars in front of you. That's what you do as a driver to win. That's what you do as an entrepreneur to win.